Welcome to episode 4 of the Niv-en Ni-ven podcast. Hey, Tyler, how's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
How's your week been?
It's been a very cold week in the city. A lot of Earth is suffering from the heat, but I've been putting on a jacket. I've been bundling up, man.
See, I don't get cold, man, so I still am not putting on a... There's no place in the city I'm putting on a jacket right now.
It's just, I go outside and
That's crazy.
something about summer heat makes me want to throw on a jacket.
So how's your week been? Did you have a good week over at Hallmark?
Been pretty good. Just writing birthday... Well, we're getting ready for the Labor Day cards. It's big. I don't have a lot of ideas. So far, I'm working with Happy Birthday, and I'm going to cross out the birthday and write Labor Day. So we're going to go with Happy Labor Day. Get it? It's another one. It's going to be great. Congratulations, Labor Day.
Congratulations, Labor Day. Like, what do you think?
It's kind of a new age, modern.
I didn't realize they did Labor Day cards. They have esoteric holiday cards.
Every holiday we'll try and do a card for. Every single one. We'll try and squeeze one in there.
You have a Guy Fawkes Day card?
We do. And it's typically just, hey guys, it's Guy Fawkes Day. Something like that,
Boxer Day. Is it Boxing Day or Boxer Day?
Boxing Day is the Canadian holiday, I think.
Yeah.
And it is December 26th, if I remember.
Yeah. You guys do one for that?
Yes.
Got him.
We actually shape the cards like boxes. It's cool.
Dear Lord. Awesome. Okay, so what do we have on the docket today? What kind of stuff are we talking about?
So it's actually coming up as well. 9/11. I want to advertise our new 9/11 cards. Buy one, get one free. They come with free plain accessories.
Wow.
Brought to you by Hallmark.
Now,
these are limited edition 2022.
Say Hallmark listens to this. Say anybody listens to this. Do you have a non-disclosure agreement of things you're not supposed to talk about, or do you just have free reign as an independent contractor? How does that work?
Typically, for our next season of products, I'm allowed to talk about it. So you notice I've only mentioned our Labor Day 9/11 cards, and that'll be our fall season. When it gets to winter, starting with Christmas and stuff, I am off limits.
But, I mean, say anything you say outside of there. You don't have image protection clauses or anything like that where you have to worry about, well, I can't talk about 9/11 and Hallmark.
We do not know.
Oh, see, that would be sweet.
In fact, they typically encourage us to bundle them together with holidays. So 9/11 being a day of remembrance, and they want you to remember Hallmark bombing, Hallmark buildings.
I wish I had that level of freedom. I just got done. Well, remember last episode I was talking about I was working on a pilot for a network that I'm not supposed to name because they made me sign 17 non-disclosure agreements about what the show is about, what network we're working on, who's working on it. So I'm not supposed to say anything like it's NBC and it's starring Kenan Thompson.
Kenan Thompson is not in there.
He is, but I'm not supposed to say that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not supposed to say any of this stuff.
So you agreed to disclose?
Yeah, I mean nobody's really listening to this, so. But if we did get listeners, I could get sued by NBC for the Kenan Thompsons. No, I've been telling all kinds of people. I don't actually work on it anymore because I quit. Because I was a contributing writer, and they don't give you any freedom there. You have writers, and then you have editors, and then you have the censor people from the network who sit in on all of it. And after about my third joke of Kenan was actually sitting in on one of them, and he was like, "Oh, that's really funny." He's a really super nice guy. And he's complimenting me, and he's like, "Oh, that's real funny." I'm like, "Oh, this is going great." And there's this one content advisor named Katie Cadleb. I'm not supposed to say her name because of the NDA, but Katie Cadleb. And she's like, "Yeah, we can't use any of that."
Any of that?
Any of that.
Just to throw it away?
Yeah, well, I don't even, some of them are so weirdly, non-offensive. We were all just sitting there what violates the content agreements, but what is not okay with these? and they don't tell you. Sometimes they do, but she would not tell me like how it was offensive, why that joke didn't work. She's like, no, they're not going to allow that. There's probably some advertiser somewhere. So I was like, you know what? I'm drawing my moral line in the sand. I'm going to quit this thing. And I felt great at that moment. I was like, you know what? I'm going to quit.
Just breaking free?
Yeah. Because I hear Dave Foley just like, oh, yeah, that's bullshit, man. That's like several times. Like, I just wish we didn't have to deal with this. And I thought he was on my side. Like, so he's amping me up, you know, like, oh, man, we're going to quit this thing together.
Dave and me going out.
Dave and me against the world. David Foley's like 58 years old. He's ornery. I figure he's got tons of money. Fuck this consulting job. He doesn't need it. And then I was like, I'm leaving. I don't want to be, this is not what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. And I don't really remember everything I said. Although for 5 hours after I quit, I thought about nothing more than what I should have said. I had like 10 million different ways I could have done this that would have been better than what I actually said. Because that's all I thought about for the next 5 hours.
Just how I could have quit.
Yeah, how I could have quit and what would have been really cool to say in the moment. But I just like fumbled over it. I was like, I can't do this. And Dave's coming with me.
So what did
and
Dave...
Dave's just like, whoa there, guy.
Wait, Dave didn't...
No, I was like, Dave.
I thought you and Dave were going down together.
I thought so too. And Dave was just like, I got divorced. I need a paycheck. I'm like, oh. And he's like, if it was like a normal divorce, it'd be fine. But I got LA divorced. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I say it sounds bad.
You could have just like bunkered down and been like, hey Dave, I've got an apartment. You can live in my walls or something. I don't know. We'll just be buddies. You know, you could have worked something out. Why didn't Dave and you go down as a team?
See, I don't know. Like, I remember asking him. I was just like, so you're just saying, he's like, dude, I got divorced. The only thing I got in the divorce settlement was all of my shares in Blockbuster.
The one Blockbuster store.
Yeah, he owned a bunch of publicly traded shares in Blockbuster as a company.
That's
what he got in his divorce. I'm like, ouch. Well, okay. So Dave still works for NBC on the Kenan Thompson project.
So you want to know a fun fact about Kenan? I actually worked with him once on one card we did for a movie he was working on.
I may have. I'm not supposed to tell you.
Do you want to know a fun fact about Kenan?
I do.
He is black. I don't mean to surprise you.
You know what? I didn't notice.
I mean, working in Hollywood, being as famous as he is, you hear the name Kenan, and you're like, that's Kenan, right? And yeah, Kenan's black.
I will admit, though, it was kind of weird writing that show for... I've never written a show for a black person. And I know that sounds weird, but there's different subcultures, there's different things, and like they want you to include things in there that are like ethnic-centric, but not too ethnic-centric. So like, we don't want to like whitewash Kenan, but we want white people to like Kenan.
I get what you mean. Like,
yeah.
You think back to his early works where he was working with Kenan and Kel, most formerly forgotten Kel, and Kel's fascination with soda was orange soda. Now, the typical for black people would be grape soda, but white people also like orange soda.
Well, with NBC, they want him to be as white and still black as possible. If that makes like, it's kind of weird how they do it. So like, we want ethnic centric jokes because we don't want to shy away from it and seem like we're trying to make him, you know, only appear like he's non-ethnic, because then ethnic people won't want to watch the show, and he has a demographic with them. But on the other hand, we don't want to scare away non-ethnic people.
Is that why they gave Bill Cosby that rapey kind of white guy vibe at the end?
I think Bill
kind
Cosby...
of balance out the homey black dude, and then you throw in a little bit of rapey white guy. And
I think it's why they had Bill Cosby live what appeared to be in the Bronx in a luxury mansion that was somehow landlocked, or a townhouse.
What are you saying? White people can't live in the Bronx?
I'm saying I don't think his house really exists where they had him living. So like they're like, well, we're going to still have you be a successful doctor and live in this huge house, but it's going to be in the ghetto. What? And it's kind of like with like Fresh Prince. Remember that show? They did I thought that because that was like the thing they pride on the most was they had the whitewashed black people, then they had the fish out of water scenario with the kid from Philadelphia. So they
the city kid coming in.
Yeah, they got to play off of each other and make fun of the fact. But still, in like the first episode, I don't know if you remember that show, but I remember watching it when I was younger because I've always wanted to be a writer. And them having him be like, see, I remember seeing Malcolm X speak, blah, 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 the uncle did. Whose name is Philip Banks, by the way. Philip Banks. He's a rich guy named Philip Banks. Now, I always thought that was like, come on now, that's got to be just a made-up name.
You know what? I was actually thinking about made-up names real quick, just completely off topic. Do you remember, like, the Italian dude, Mussolini?
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like
I don't remember him, but I've heard of him.
Yeah.
We never met.
His name, Mussolini, it kind of sounds like a moose-shaped pasta.
Moose-shaped pasta.
Anyways, that's, made-up names entirely.
Speaking of non-made-up names, Katie Cadlub. Katie Cadlub. It's the person I'm not supposed to tell you works for NBC as a censor. Anyway, I'm not bitter. Katie Cadlub. So I think I still like Dave Foley, and I get it. But do you ever do that where you quit a job and you think, I could have quit that job in way more like, epic fashion. I could, just set the place ablaze, preferably,
I have set a place ablaze before, not hypothetically, and it didn't go well. I don't recommend it.
Oh, no, you don't want to quit unless your job's an arsonist.
It was not. No, it was firefighter, and I thought it'd be ironic to just burn the place down. And it's because I was praying planks on the firefighters. I was planting fake fire hydrants. I was fucking with them just all over the place. And they hated me. So when I quit, I just thought, you know what? I hate these firefighters. I'm going to burn them down.
I'm going to commit arson.
It was a prank. I didn't get any time for it. They took it more of as an art statement, and they were like, you know what, that means something to us as firemen. We didn't put it out fast enough. That's on us. We'll improve.
See,
as a city, we kind of grew.
See, I just paused. I got nervous, and like I had all these ideas of things I was gonna say. I was so raised to lay into, and I swear it was like I had a closed head injury or a cricotonial trisomy of some sort. I just froze and was like, this ain't good.
So how was?
I don't like it.
What was your best way you thought of to quit? How would you ideally quit working on the show?
Like, I was thinking like, just point out everybody individually and be like, this is what I think of you. This is what I think of you. I'm sure I would have got cut off. Like,
God, what's that movie where the dude's like, he's running through the people's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're alright, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I would love doing that. Just point out everyone's flaws. Be like, hey, you're the stinky guy in the office.
Exactly.
Oh, that'd be great. But you can never tell anyone off like that. Because in the moment, you're never going to think of the coolest thing.
You don't.
And it's a big shame.
One of these days, I feel like every human being gets one moment in their life where they say everything that they've ever wanted to say, and it comes out just perfectly. And I bet you it still isn't that great. It's never like I was picturing like making fun of these people. They're applauding me at the end for some reason. They're like, I love his honesty. He's right. I'm converting them one by one. It's like 12 Angry Men. Have you ever seen that movie or screenplay?
No, but I can imagine 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, well, it's a jury, and you have 12 guys. One of them thinks this guy might be innocent, and he ends up slowly convincing and turning all of them to. They all think he's guilty. And he slowly gets all of them to accept that he's innocent. So one guy, like, works through, and like each of them have like personal things that they work through, and they have personal like prejudice that make them outside, and they expose all those individually through talking. And I felt like it was gonna be like that, where it's just like I'm Jack Lemmon, and I'm convincing all these guys that they're wrong, and I thought I at least had in the movie.